999WEFM.com. WeFM News, online, on demand.
Good afternoon and welcome to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts and Vincent Limited.
Yes, it's all about the big sale happening at Courts right now. Get 20% off all AKT motorcycles. That comes with a free helmet and $25 fuel voucher. Plus, get 30% off all Rider gear. So what are you waiting for? Head down to Courts right now and unleash your freedom to ride with AKT motorcycle. Sale ends February 24th. Courts, bringing value home.
Welcome back to WeFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts and Vincent Limited. First, on the local scene, the Public Relations and Complaints Department of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, the RSVGPF, could become separated in the near future. This is according to Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of crimes, Trevor Bailey. ACP Bailey was at the time responding to the concerns of Voices program host lawyer Jomo Thomas's concerns that the same department responsible for police public relations also deals with citizen complaints. We hear more from ACP Bailey.
I am sure that in the not too distant future, efforts are being made to separate the offices. So public relations will be separate from the complaints department, because we share your concern where persons are of the opinion that the police can be the investigators of themselves. People are of the opinion that nothing happens. I mean, I hear the concern. I am not in total agreement, because I have known of cases where people complain that their rights were violated. They lodged the necessary complaints at the complaints department, and persons were charged either criminally or disciplinary and convicted.
Mr. Bailey, in addressing the concern of the hosts and the public, provided some insight into the police force's internal disciplinary practices.
So we have our own internal code system where officers, if you're found guilty of any breach, you could be fined up to $250 per charge, that is. So let's say you're convicted on 4 counts, you could find yourself losing $1,000 from your salary.
That was the Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of crimes, Trevor Bailey, speaking on the Voices program aired on Mondays on WeFM. A 22-year-old male suspect of Rose Hall has been apprehended and is assisting the police with the investigation into an infanticide that occurred at about 7 p.m. on Saturday, February 10th, 2024 in Rose Hall. The investigation is being led by the Major Crime Unit of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. Preliminary investigations revealed that the suspect stole a 1-year-old infant from her home and slashed her throat. The infant's body was later discovered about 51 yards away from her home and pronounced deceased by a medical practitioner. The suspect is a close relative of the deceased. The crime scene was processed by the crime scene unit, and items of evidential value were collected, including the alleged instrument that was used to commit the offense. A post-mortem examination is expected to be carried out on the body to ascertain the exact cause of death. Still on the local scene, the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines is expected to spend $12 million on housing for displaced persons. Minister of National Mobilization Dr. Orlando Brewster said that the construction of the housing is set to begin this year, with 60 one-bedroom homes and 90 two-bedroom homes expected to be constructed. We hear more from Minister Brewster.
For this year, we have an allocation for 2024 of 12 million. And this allocation of 12 million, we want to construct 60 one-bedroom homes. We want to construct 90 two-bedroom homes. And we also have to purchase building material in order to help those who would need that little helping hand to get them to a complete stage, because we know that there are persons who have been trying on their own, and we have to make sure that we extend the olive branch so that we can help them wherever we can.
That was the Minister of National Mobilization, Dr. Orlando Brewster. Minister Brewster said from this fund of $12 million, the government also hopes to execute 95 repairs nationwide. On to news in the region. The agencies of the Central State Administration in Cuba have started the drafting process of a report on the effects of the economic, commercial, and financial blockade imposed by the United States against Cuba between March 2023 and February 2024. The tightened blockade continues to be the main hurdle for the development and welfare of the Cuban people, informed Cuban Foreign Affairs Ministry, MINREX. MINREX added that the meeting, held at Cuba's Foreign Ministry headquarters, was attended by Anayansi Rodriguez Camejo, Deputy Foreign Minister. Rodriguez Camejo described this process as hard and meticulous, in which are gathered the effects of such unilateral policy in each sector of the Cuban economy and society. The government of Venezuela has accused neighboring Guyana of granting illegal oil exploration concessions in territory the two nations are disputing. Venezuela said it would reserve the right to take any diplomatic actions necessary. The comments came after Guyana said that it has satellite imagery showing Venezuelan military movements near the South American country's eastern border with Guyana. Venezuela's statement did not deny Guyana's claim of military and infrastructure buildup. Rather, it said it was within its rights to beef up its border forces. Venezuela claimed Guyana had granted illegal oil concessions in a maritime area that is indisputably Venezuelan. Oil giant ExxonMobil has said it will keep ramping up production in offshore fields off Guyana despite the escalation of the territorial dispute. On the international scene, human rights advocates are accusing Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's government of misleading the public over weapons sales to Israel, which have come under greater scrutiny amid the deadly Israeli bombardment of Gaza. According to Al Jazeera, at issue is legislation that prohibits the government from exporting military equipment to foreign actors if there is a risk it can be used in human rights abuses. But regulatory loopholes combined with a lack of clarity over what Canada sends to Israel have complicated efforts to end the transfers. Dozens of Canadian civil society groups this month urged Trudeau to end arms exports to Israel, arguing they violate Canadian and international law because the weapons could be used in the Gaza Strip. But in the face of mounting pressure since Israel's war on Gaza began on October 7th, Canada's Foreign Affairs Ministry has tried to downplay the state's role in helping Israel build its arsenal. Finally, in sports, the SVG Table Tennis Association held its first tournament for the year on Saturday at the West St. George Secondary School. The event was an assessment trial in aid of selecting players to attend the LQ Invitational in Grenada and the St. Lucia League competition. In the under-19 girls category, Jessica McCarter came out on top, followed by Leah Kamabach, Lucia Premraj, then Shanisha Delpesh, who had to discontinue due to an injury. Kimoni Choi came out on top in the under-15 boys. He defeated Lamont Gregg 3-2. Caleb Howard grabbed the top spot in the under-19 boys after beating Zayden Cyrus 3-1. Leah Kamabach won out in the senior females after a round-robin was played among 4 girls, followed by Lucia Premraj, Jessica McCarter, then Vidal Charles. Damian Dublin was the top performer in the senior males category after beating Caleb Howard 3-1 in the finals. This has been WEFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Rajiv Providence. Join us again at 3 o'clock for WEFM's 3 p.m. News. WEFM's Midday News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts St. Vincent Limited.
Make your daily reward from the Quartz Ready Cash Money Tree. Every customer is a winner with every loan of $3,000 or more from Quartz Ready Cash. Plus, you get to enter to win a weekend for two at Sandals. No deposit, no collateral needed. All you need is your ID, proof of address, pay slips, job letter, and 2 references. Visit your nearest Quartz or Ready Cash location today or apply online at www.quartz.com. Get more for 2024 with Quartz Ready Cash. We are ready